Hello, people of the YouTubes. I'm out in the backyard again. Woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning. This time, it wasn't because anybody woke me up. It was because a really, really bad dream woke me up. So I thought I'd make myself a double coffee here and come out and talk to you. You're asleep on a Saturday morning if you're in the United States, or you might be busy doing who knows what, dinner, having a Saturday evening if you're elsewhere, farther away on the other side of the world. But I had a dream that shot me straight up out of bed. And I don't have dreams like that very often. But I mean, I knew immediately after a couple seconds, obviously, that it wasn't real, but it was extremely real in my head. I just got a notification that one of my grandnieces made another Snapchat story. I mean, she's up at 6 a.m. on a Saturday. What the fuck? Yes, I'm in my pajamas. Do I care? No. No, I don't. Did I fix my hair before I came out here? No, I didn't. I didn't do a damn thing but go pee first and make coffee. I still see the moon. And I know the sun's going to come up over the garage over there. This coffee's warming me up because, ooh, it's chilly at 5 a.m. So, is anyone out there up early this morning? Got anything they're doing? Up early because you got to go to the airport and catch a plane? Up early because you can't sleep anymore after a bad dream? Up early because your dogs are assholes and wake you up just a couple hours before you really would have gotten up anyway, but they have to go potty? Are you up because you have to work weekends? Are you up because your body tells you to get up because you always get up this time during the week, so you're stuck getting up this time on the weekend too? Are you up because you never even went to bed last night yet? I mean, it is technically in America Saturday morning. You could be up still, or you could be waking up after being passed out who knows where, partying like a crazy irresponsible young person, waking up someone's house you don't even know. Hello, English, please. Hello, Eva, Crawl, Cuadro. Drew Carey looking. Really? Just because of the big glasses? You must be kinder. Oh, Mac, really? Just after 2 to 3 hours of sleep. JFK, are you a JFK fan, or is that to mock him? I can't imagine being wide awake after and feeling fine after 2 or 3 hours of sleep. I'm like, I am so far from fine after just 2 hours of sleep. Oh, you love JFK. Okay. How do you feel about RFK? You are a JFK. Just not the one who's deceased. Um, Exhausted for the rest of the day. See? God, it's like if your brain's going to do that to you, like at least it could keep you like awake and alert. Be like, oh, you're done sleeping. Up you go. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, kind of like Tupac, but you're secretly still alive. I see. Well, your nephew is running for president. And yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. A lot of people support him over here. Thank you, Mac. I love my glasses too. My husband has borderline narcolepsy. So even if I wake him up in the middle of the night for something, he sometimes acts like he knows what I'm talking about. Most of the time, he doesn't know what I'm talking about. And I have to repeat myself 4 or 5 or 6 times. Ron Paul, 12, 2012. And then in the morning, he won't remember anything about it. Like I was woke up the other day by our dog 4 times, standing at the side of my bed, barking. Hello from the southern hemisphere. How you doing, Brad? Um, 4 times that dog fucking barked, so loud, and my husband didn't hear a thing. Nothing. Didn't know why I was so out of it the next morning. Manic, exhausted, sarcastic, and snotty in the morning because I had to go to a doctor's appointment at some point too, but I had no sleep. You do feel narcoleptic during the day? It's so bad. So bad. He takes medication, but he's still exhausted. He consumes coffee and um, caffeine drinks like crazy, energy drinks. I'm sorry, Mac. What are you doing today, JFK? Oh, cocaine helps. Yeah, JFK would know. I believe you get in, he got plenty of back shots and because he had a horrible back. And he and his wife both, plenty of, infusions of quote unquote all kinds of vitamins and what other additives. And, you know, to make it through all the events of the day. That's what they would do, at least according to the movie. Could be a complete fabrication from the movie, of course. Hello, Ronan. Is it grippy? And by grippy, do you mean humid or dewy? It's like the dew out all over the place. Either one, yes. Furry. Hello, furry. I like skulls. Hopefully, you're not wishing me dead. I look so cozy. Well, I would be cozier if I had remembered a blanket. Um, because it's a really cool summer morning right now at 5. And yes, even the chairs are kind of wet with dewy dew. So I brought a towel out to dry them off. But I cannot adopt you, homeless JFK. You're a grown ass adult. Are you old enough to vote? And I would have been cozier if I would have picked a better robe, I think. A warmer robe. I'm getting my glasses fogged up from hot coffee. You'll adopt me, but I can't leave the basement. No, that doesn't sound like adoption. That's abduction. Oh, here come the geese. They're like, wait, where's the pond? We must find the pond. These are the dumb geese that don't remember where the big pond is over yonder. You are 65, but you're a felon. Oh, well, in some states, felons can vote after a while. Some states, felons can never vote. Some states, felons can vote automatically, just without a time limit after they get out. Oh, Ronan wants to adopt JFK. Oh, goodness, you guys. My. It's Saturday morning. Like, way too early in the morning to be talking about things like this, unless y'all are up from last night. We've already established that Max only had 2 hours or 3 hours of sleep. She's exhausted, or he is exhausted. Oh, are those cupcakes you're giving me? What are my plans for today? Well, I have big plans for with my best friend who's asleep in the house still. You're at work right now, and it's only 3:45 for you. Oh, well, my plans. Oh, and Brad is relaxing because it's Saturday night with some Gentleman Jack. Damn, I could have handled some Gentleman Jack in my coffee this morning. My plans for today is my best friend is over for a visit and is asleep on my couch in my family room. And when both of us are awake enough and have a sufficient enough coffee and energy in us, we are going to, oh, don't give me strawberries, honey. No, 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 no. Strawberries will kill me. I have that bad of an allergy. Pick another plenty fruit. Ronan? Yeah, never mind. If I could get through my plans, y'all, my plans to fiddle around, uh, meaning moving things around, cleaning things off, shifting books from this bookcase to that bookcase, and not only making more room, but making a flat top desk, second desk for me, for making smaller, more intricate, needing to be filmed YouTube videos, and for shorts. That's what I am going to do. She's going to help me. Oh, blueberries. Are those blueberries? Lynn's. Blueberries and strawberries. You and Furry can discuss in fruit language if you like. Vegetables, fruit, food in general. What, Mac? What is my channel about? You know what, Mac? I have watched for the longest time a lot of women doing crafts on YouTube. And crafting, arts and crafts are not a very big priority for YouTube, but I was always chicken about filming any of my crafts or filming myself. Oh, hello. Well, you're a cat. I've only had one cat for a short amount of time. Thanks, Linz. And then I decided, well, I'll do videos when I want to. I'll come out and chit chat in the early morning with coffee when I want to. I even one time came out so far in the evening to chit chat out here when I wanted to. Last night I ate my dinner online live while I then forced my best friend to do watercolors with me too because she doesn't like to art like that. Um, so yeah, I do whatever I want on my channel. I figure I'm old enough and I've earned it. Well, thank you. Thank you, Mac. That's kind. I do music reviews. So far, it's been, I believe, 3 Post Malone songs, and he's cool with allowing the content to be on there, so I don't have any YouTube strikes. Um, yeah, your name is Addie. Very nice name, Addie. I have 3 grown children. No, 4. Sorry, 4 grown children. 3 who do not live at home. Uh, one of my grown children is has 2 children and about to have a third. Oh, emoji cats. Ashley, you've got 4 kids? No wonder you're up early too. Luckily, mine are all grown, and 3 have moved out, have their own lives with with a husband and children, or live-in girlfriend. One who needs to get out of his house more because he works from home 24/7, and maybe, hopefully, I hope for him to find somebody. You have a 2-month-old. Oh, Ashley, I remember those days. Hopefully this is, oh, I bet this is not the first time you got up either. You have 45 kids. Oh, I've heard that phrase, JFK, but it wasn't until literally this year. So I was exactly 53 years old when I first heard that. So a 2-month-old, a 5-year-old, 13 and 14-year-old. Oh, you're really starting over. Your cat, oh no, is trying to eat your food. If my dog, who came out here with me one early morning, the grass was all wet like this before, if he wasn't such a wimp, he would come back out here again because he always comes out here with me. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, Ashley, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Hello, Jesus Rivera. No hablo español un poquito only. I have to speak in English unless you want me to speak in sign language, but I'm holding the phone and a cup of coffee. It's a little hard. Actually, I had my first 3 kids at the month after I turned 23. Then I had the second one when I was 24 and a half ish. And then I had my third one, about 3 months after I turned 27. Am I married? I am married. I did get divorced when my oldest was 10 or so. Maybe a little less. He was under 10. Um, I got remarried. And what state am I in? I'm in Illinois. I am married. So I've been remarried. It was 21 years just the other day. And together we have a 20-year-old adult disabled child. Oh, Ashley, you're from Ohio? My friend who's here visiting is from Ohio. She comes here to visit often. She's my bestie. She helps me move things around in the house. She talks me through all my crazy mental health things that might come up in my brain. You know how that goes. Oh, you're in Mexico City. Hocking Hills is beautiful. Where is Hocking Hills? Oh, Ohio, Ashley. Is it kind of rolling and hills and nice views? Can't beat Australia for views, though. Brad's in Australia. I do have a friend in Tasmania. I do like Iron Maiden. I am not, I can't say I was as familiar with it back when it came out as I became when my older children, I have two older boys, became teenagers. I became more familiar with it, and my youngest son loves it, and so I'm a little more familiar with it now too. Caves, trails, waterfalls, and mountains. Oh my goodness! So you must be like southern Ohio, because all I've seen of northern Ohio is pretty much flat earth, like the entire state of Illinois. Flat, boring. Oh, you're over by Pennsylvania. That's delightful. Thank you, furry. I don't know you very well yet either, but you seem cool. You guys want to see something pretty? What are my live shows? Oh, I just ramble on like this crazy 40, 53-year-old woman that I am who got woke up way too fucking early in the morning. Way too early in the morning. That's why I've got my cup of coffee here. Yeah. So I'm going to switch the camera around because the neighbors, I don't think any of you have been on before, but some of my early morning people have been on. And you guys know that my neighbors have an amazing garden. But look what is right there staring at me. Literally was not there yesterday. You're learning English, but you have a long way to go. You're doing fine. I know, isn't it beautiful? And she's got more over further over there. And there's one that is so incredibly heavy that it's literally bent in half. Let's see if we can zoom in. Sorry about that if that was fast. That's this one right by me. And then there's those over there. And that one, oops, that one where there's pink flowers too, the green that's bent over the top of it, that is a sunflower that is so ginormous that it can't even stand up straight. Yeah, they're really awesome neighbors. They grow a lot of flowers, a lot of vegetables. I do not have a cat. And if that's what you're asking, I wouldn't show my cat anyway. Jesus, you have a sunflower and an orchid. I think my mom tried to grow an orchid once. I hear they're pretty persnickety and difficult. Oh, Macbeth. I have no way of knowing if you're speaking literally or metaphorically, so I won't answer that question. But Macbeth was a good book by Shakespeare. Good play. Trying to be suave and debonair, huh, Mr. JFK? Why do I need to move when I can come out to my own backyard and see the neighbors' sunflowers? And they are gorgeous to look at. And the neighbors are kind. And they share plenty of the seeds with us if we want them to either grow them. And I'm thinking of growing them along the back fence because I think that would be pretty. Can't even spell your name right. I mean, what are you going to do? Yeah, I know. For God's sake. I'm old enough to be their mothers or their grandmothers. Why? Why was Macbeth a good play, or why am I not answering that question? I just said because I wasn't quite sure if you know the name of my cat. See, I never told you I had a cat. CAT. And I don't. But if you're talking about something else, that's not a conversation I have with strangers out in my backyard. Yes, you can learn English without discussing things that you shouldn't discuss with a stranger's mother. Who knows? You could be like 16 and or 20 or even 30 and I could be your mother. And you could be less than 10 years old and I could be your grandmother. Mind your own butt, furry. Yeah, I'll let them keep going until I feel like with the energy, huh? Oh, is it not possible to block Jesus because you're really Jesus? See, people don't usually get away with telling you what to do a lot. You get to be this age and you're like, fuck it, I'm doing what I want. I'm wearing what I want. I'm going to say what I want. Yeah. So be nice, Jesus, or you got to go hasta la vista or hasta la bye bye forever from this channel. We can have fun conversation. How many tattoos do I have? Oh, good Lord. About 14? And I have 11 or 12 piercings. Yes, you can say it now, Jesus. I am not the typical mother or grandmother. Not in Mexico City and not in America. Ashley says her daughter has 35 piercings, but she'd rather. Uh, yeah, true. Now furry strolling. Is that what people do? Just get up early in the morning or stay up overnight and never even have gone to bed yet, and then they're going to sleep all day on Saturday, and they get on just to troll live people? There's so many better things to be doing, sleeping when it's dark, being awake when it's light out, and getting some sunshine. Happy birthday. I don't know if you can hear the birds waking up, but they are. Specifically, the bigger birds, the crows and the blackbirds. Ooh, there goes a little baby chipmunk running along the fence. Just played South Park on your game, on your PS5. There we go. Did you say you had, Ashley? Oh, looking back through this chat. Oh, I said hello to you. Ba ba ba. I don't see where you told me. Do I like South Park? I watched very little of it on TV. I don't play video games anymore. I used to. Actually, more computer games. I speak very fast. It's hard for me to you to understand my English. I could say the same for Spanish, but if you want, I will talk slower and I will try not to use big words. Is it a good uh, outlet? Something for you to keep your mind on for yourself, Ashley? Or Arabic? Try reading that. No, no, no. I don't even attempt to try to read that. I don't even know. I don't even know if I could ever learn that. And then I'm never sure, are they going left to right or the words going right to left? Or are they going from top to bottom or bottom to top? There's all these different ways these languages go. Oh, JFK. You had Marilyn. You had Jackie. Pshaw. Who keeps tagging you? Jesus. God, this coffee's almost cold already because it's out. Oh, some squirrel is waking up the whole family over there. Oh, right. JFK. I like coffee too. My husband drinks coffee without anything in it, plain. I drink coffee with um, French vanilla creamer in it. You had a squirrel that used to sit outside your bedroom, a squirrel that used to sit outside your bedroom window in the tree and wake me up every time at the same time every day yelling at me. Oh God. Isn't that the most annoying sound? Ugh. Today you took your AWS exam. I don't know what that is. You'll have to tell me. Oh, the little birdies are coming alive in in the big evergreen bush over there. And there were baby rabbits born under there. Oh, to be a data engineer. Obnoxious. Absolutely obnoxious. And we live in an area with plenty of trees and places for them to build little nests. So, yes, we have plenty of squirrels and they are obnoxious. My dogs generally like to run outside after them, even though there's no chance in hell of catching one. No chance in hell of catching one. But the squirrels like to taunt them too. You know, talking to y'all, I'm starting to like forget the dream I had. Yes, they can be. We have one time on the top roof of our house, but towards the side, not that side. The other side you can't see because of my crazy ass hair. Oh no, maybe it was this side. Yeah, it was this side. See the chimney? Right. Let me see if I can do this. Right. I guess I can't. Right up there. That is a bird's nest. And then if you go over the roof, right up next to the chimney, but on the other side of the chimney, that is where we had Your 2-month-old is watching me. I'll gladly babysit like that then. You play that PS5 and I will entertain your 2-month-old. But up there is where one year we had a nest of crows. Would I give you English classes? You know, I can speak English very well and I can write English very well, and I have an extensive vocabulary. I have a pretty good handle on uh, proper grammar, but I cuss a lot. And you sound to be doing such a great job on your own. Now you're laying in bed. Oh, your poor baby girl. She needs to go back to sleep. Hopefully you have your earbuds in or your headphones on or something so she can only see me. I don't want to keep the baby awake. Oh, yes, I've done that 4 times, Ashley. And yep, it's like having a child attached to you. First, they're hanging out inside of you, growing and stretching you for 9 months, and then they're attached to you physically for however many months or years afterwards. But it's so good for them. Are taking good care of their babies. Oh, but 2 years is good. No, JFK, you don't. You may think so, but you don't. Unless you just wish for the health benefits of it from when you were a child, that you would have the health benefits for the rest of your life. Yes, the bonding is great. It is. My daughter is gearing up to have another baby. We found out not too long ago. So, the wheels are in motion to get things planned. Um, no, you already, well, then you must be polite. The teething does suck, though. That's what made me quit the first time around. That child got several teeth very early and wasn't very kind in how he used them, and I couldn't get him to stop, so breastfeeding had to stop. You can be sad. It's okay, JFK. Suppose I could read history books and find out if JFK was breastfed or not. Do you know that the overwhelming majority of presidents in the United States were premature babies? I did not know that until after I had a premature baby. And the majority of them are left-handed. Five-year-old wouldn't take the vitamin D drops. Oh. I did not give my children the vitamin D drops. I think I started to with my first one. Um, but then that's because he was also born in November. And they think that your diet, from the breast milk is somehow going to be deficient in vitamin D. But if mom eats well, then baby eats well. Your 14-year-old was premature? Yeah. But my other 3 are right-handed, and they were all full term. Really? I have never heard such a thing, Ashley. But I have seen the inside of a placenta. My daughter had her second baby, the last one she had, um, till she got pregnant again recently. She had the baby at home in a pool in her living room. So, with a midwife and in the middle of the night, overnight. And so I got to see what the inside of a placenta looked like, which looks just like the tree of life image. And it was the most amazing thing I have ever seen in my life to see my daughter give birth completely naturally. And, nature took its course. It was all good. And my little grandbaby girl is beautiful and funny. And her big brother is beautiful and funny. Really? Yes. Very smart, Mama. Very smart, Ashley. Ugh. I loathe to think, Jesus, that you don't know enough English. The way you're speaking. Oh, goodness, I can hear. It's so quiet in town right now that I can hear the. Yeah, we'll let you ask the questions, JFK. You can ask Jesus the questions. Still can see the moon, but I don't know that our town is waking up too early. It's Saturday, but I can hear the train going through town. Everything's starting to move. I don't live in a sleepy little town. It's a pretty big suburb. Yeah. Or if it's something you need to look up on an urban dictionary, that works too. That's how I sometimes keep up with the young kids and the things that they're saying. Because my kids are no longer at home to tell me all the craziness that they're saying and what that things mean. So, Ashley, you live in Ohio, closer to Pennsylvania. So, how far is it for you to? Do I know? Well, I don't know if I know it by that name. Is that a newer name for it? Oh, Youngstown. Yes, I know where Youngstown, Pennsylvania is. I can't recall why I know where Youngstown, Pennsylvania is. It probably had to pass through there several times, driving between where I live and just north of New York City. Yeah, I think I probably. Oh, Youngstown, Ohio. Maybe I didn't have to drive through Youngstown, Ohio. I think it was Youngstown, Pennsylvania. Do they have a Youngstown in Pennsylvania too? I don't even know. I'm going to get up and walk back towards my house because I'm actually not liking sitting in my Adirondack chair at the moment. Normally, I can do an hour or two live out here like this, just babbling on. Close to Pittsburgh. Oh, I have a friend near Pittsburgh. Another mama friend with grown children who looks fabulous like you would never know. She had older children. Well, not older children, just as old as they are. Maybe I will sit on the bench. You gonna come outside? Hello, cutie pie. Hello. Oh, you're gonna beg for coffee too? Oh, this is where my dog begs for coffee, y'all. Begs for coffee. Such a silly goose. He's my coffee drinker. Well, good for you. I didn't back then either. I don't really now either. But I am definitely not 20 something anymore. I found it pretty easy to lose weight in between all of my kids. Breastfeeding helped, for sure. My daughter did not find it so easy, and breastfeeding, she extended breastfeeding quite a long time. For a while there, she was breastfeeding two of them. But she did not find it as something that helped her lose any weight from it. Where are you going, little man? Chop, chop. Hey, come here. Do you want this? JFK. JFK. Teach the English. Teach the English to Jesus, okay? Save those wonderful sentences to teach Jesus. And Jesus can use them on somebody else. Well, a side piece. No. I Side pieces have never been my thing. Sorry. But maybe you can teach Jesus about what a side piece is. But not referring to a GUN that YouTube doesn't like us. Please, teacher, don't. Just don't even go there, Jesus. JFK is your teacher for English from now on. The two of you can have a private chat, discuss whatever you want, learn whatever you want in English, and then, you can woo the women of Mexico City. We're worlds apart anyway, Jesus. Worlds apart. You're in Mexico City. I'm in a city that a lot of people from Mexico City come to. Illegally, usually. But, we're a melting pot here in America. Yeah, illegally, Brad. We've got a lot of that going on. Oh, there goes a duck flying in the southwestern pattern. It is so not ready for flying south yet. JFK, this is your last warning. You speak to Jesus like that in a private channel, not here. Yeah, stop or go. Like this is my live stream. Only Jesus thinks it's funny, which means Jesus understands plenty of English. You were talking to Brad. You couldn't in a million years be talking to Brad like that. Brad from Australia. This morning, misty air is great for the plants. Yeah, dum-dums. Yeah, Brad only chuckled. And I thought maybe he chuckled at my illegal comment. But I could be wrong. Good morning, Sassy. Good morning. Well, Ashley, it's a good one, but it's like, it's the truth. You know, when you live near a big city, that's where a lot of the immigration comes to. A lot more opportunity for jobs and to blend in and spread out, have their families, get started in America. Yes, I am not in Texas. Um, yeah, some trouble down there all this time. There's some people I follow on YouTube that are, I think they're either from Louisiana, the boys are the Cartier family, or, they went to school and graduated. A couple of them already with their masters, their PhDs. But either they went to school only in Louisiana or and live in Texas, um, or they're actually from Louisiana also, but they sure as hell like Texas too. Yes, Ashley, that is the case wherever they go. Although in New York, I believe that they're being set up also in quite a posh hotel where they don't let anyone even in, especially if you have a camera or even a cell phone camera asking any questions. Am I pro-Trump or pro whoever the Democrat side is? Well, considering who the Democrat side is probably at least looking like who it is today, okay? Because I don't know. At the convention here in Chicago, there you go, live outside of Chicago, which we have not had in 40 years. The last one we had, there were riots like crazy. Not looking for that to happen again, although it probably will. Um, unless at the Democratic National Convention they decide to have an open nomination. She who looks like she might be the candidate now, as if the president could just hand over um, without being taken out of office, just can hand the torch over to a younger generation. I will not be voting for uh, I don't even want to say her name because I just, But, there's more than one. We do know about plenty of stuff. Ashley is not abusive. Ashley is polite and kind. Riots were bad in Michigan. Um, was the rally recently in Michigan? Or Well, we all heard what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania. But RFK is a whole nother candidate to him speak. Oh, the Olympic ceremony. I only got to see a little bit of the lighting up by the tower, and then someone posted this morning on Instagram how absolutely horribly dirty and the trash and the garbage that was left behind. Which, that sounds really bad, but it kind of happens at all big events. Yeah, I guess a lot of the opening stuff for the summer, was it Summer Olympics in Paris? Or was that a big riot they had? I thought it was an opening for something. Or for some games, World Games. I don't know. I don't remember. Come on, Mac. Spill the beans. What was it? That Olympics, it was an Olympic ceremony, right? Yeah, I just saw somebody who posted this morning, with his face forward and just the disastrous mess behind him with the Eiffel Tower across the water that people had left behind. I hear that, and I've always wanted to go to Paris, but I hear it's not the most clean of places. So, that makes me kind of sad. Isn't it cool, y'all, that we can get on the internet and check anything out we want now? YouTube and all kinds of other places tell us everything that we need to know. We can go see pictures and videos and yeah. Of course, I'm the oldest one in the room. You're welcome. I'm glad you learned plenty of English while you were here and that JFK was able to help you. Oh, and yes, Google Earth is fucking awesome. Ceremony was a mess, mainly mocking the last. Oh no. No, 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 no. I realize we're a little uptight about such things here in America in general, but you get a little spicy like that, with mocking the Last Supper and with drag queens. We did have the month of July here, or June here in Chicago. There was the bike parade, and everyone rode around naked on their bikes and could not be arrested. I heard that happened in a couple of cities. Could not be arrested unless, even if though they were in front of children, unless they were to, cross certain legal lines, and being naked in front of them alone was just not one of them because it was the Pride Parade. Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to watch some sports. I would imagine that would really, really, really piss me off too, especially since I'm sure it's not cheap to get into opening ceremony for the Olympics. And a bunch of drag queens running around and mocking of the Last Supper is nothing like sports. Nothing like summer sports. Yeah, pay all that money for a completely different show than you came for. Little Stanley, what are you doing down there? Hmm? Can you say hello to the peoples? Say hello to Australia and Ohio. I think Mexico City Jesus went bye-bye. I don't know where JFK is from. Yeah, he needs a bath and a trim. Gonna have to make a phone call today to see about getting him back in. Oh, in Arizona. Well, hello, Mac. I have family in Arizona. You probably couldn't sit outside right now if you wanted to. Well, you might be able to, but to you it might feel cold. But it's probably, maybe 80 or 90 already, depending on where you are. What is a Chiweenier dog? Louisiana. Oh, his name is Joey. We used to have a greyhound named Joey. You live in Louisiana, Sassy Blue? Is it all hot and humid down there now this time of year? Okay, Mac. Get up, get going. Have a great day. Smile at somebody. Be kind. Only love drives out hate. Hate can't beat hate. Only love can do that. Oh, you got to get out of Arizona. Well, the parts of my family that went to Arizona and they just stayed like for years and years. Have no desire to go anywhere else because they don't want to shovel snow. They say you can't shovel sunshine. So they're perfectly happy there. And I suppose now that some of them are elderly in their grandparents and great grandparents age group, they stay inside all the time anyway. Yeah, Brad. It's winter there, Brad. My friend in Tasmania's like, can you send us some snow? I'm like, oh, does that mean you're actually getting some? Oh, goodness. When we get snow, I send her pictures when we get snowed in. You open up our back door and the whole entire area that was the design of the back side of the door is carved into the snow because the snow is taller than the door was. Yeah, when we get snow, we get a lot of snow. But yeah, she's used to it being bloody warm and then bloody cold. Oh dear. Yeah, the desert does bring with it more than just its heat. I've had a few family members, even in the mountain states, and in Arizona. What is that called? Something fever, and it's the little valley fever. 13 Celsius there. No snow. Nope, no snow at 13 Celsius. Close to the border of Ohio, Pennsylvania. You don't get so much, but then you drive minutes down the road and it's so much snow in Pennsylvania. Well, and then Ohio kind of has the benefit of being on the other side of the lake, and Michigan gets, north of you gets a lot of the snow dumped on them, and if it keeps on moving in a northeastern kind of way, then they dump into Canada and on Pennsylvania. Now, I have other family that live in way, 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 way upstate New York, like practically Canada. And their problem is not so much snowstorms, they get ice storms. Ice storms that want to shut down their whole town. They live in a teeny tiny town, so everything is above ground, as far as their electric wires and their, things like that. And so then the electricity goes out, the cable will go out, internet will go out, the telephone stuff will go out because the wires get so heavy with yeah, if you're right up there by Erie, you'll get a shit ton of snow. Ugh, JFK, we believe nothing you say, darling. Nothing. If, because you simply won't abide by the rules. We believe nothing you say. And don't have Jesus to play with anymore. Very hot and rainy there. Already? At this time of the morning? I think you and I are on the same timeline, aren't we? So, it's like, what, 20 something minutes to 7? Then he and I are done. So far, he's just been slightly amusing, but he doesn't have Jesus to speak to anymore, or to teach English to. The rest of us understand perfectly the English. And, oh, you went to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and it was hot as fuck the whole time, like 90. I know. Ugh. If there was just a place that could be like 72 to 76 degrees Fahrenheit, partly sunny, mostly sunny. I can handle the rain, but I don't want any more than 50% humidity. If they could be like that year round, I'd be happy. I'd be perfectly happy. Oh, but you worry so much about the hurricanes coming along the coast. I have so many friends that on both coasts of Florida, and then North Carolina, South Carolina. They're always worrying about hurricanes. And I grew up here in the Midwest, where what we worry about is tornadoes. I am not getting eaten alive by bugs right now. It is not late enough. It's in the evening, and it's not still too much overnight now that the sun is up. I am not getting eaten by bugs. Oh yeah, Tennessee would be known for that. Yep, they've had their share of tornadoes. And then, well, the Southwest, talk about bugs. Some of the strangest bugs I've ever seen. And the poisonous kind, ones you don't want in your house when you're raising scorpions and black widow spiders on the patio outside. Was not a good thing. You don't put shrimp on the Barbie. No, I believe that's probably more. I don't think they say it that way either, but I think that's still more of a southern U.S. thing. I don't know anyone personally who puts shrimp on the barbecue. Well, but that may just be me. I mean, perhaps people put shrimp on the Barbie. Maybe if they're making, when you use those skewers, and you put meat through and vegetables through kebabs. Oh, you call them prawns, but prawns are slightly different than shrimp. I don't know what the difference actually is, but there is a slight difference. Some squirrel is trying to wake up their entire fucking family over in that tree. Pissed off. Shaking the hell out of that tree. Oh, jumping down, running through. Okay, alright, he's good now. He's good now. Never on the barbecue. Oh yes, ribs in the crock pot are good. Crock pot lasagna, Ashley, is actually good too. And you don't even have to cook the noodles ahead of time. You love my squirrel updates. They're so fucking crazy. And the one, he just got down lower to where he wanted to be. Now he's up in the higher, climbing back up. It's like, you little fuckers did not wake up and follow me. Now get up. It's almost 7 a.m. We have shit to do. We have food to find. Your mother's lazy. And you boys have to come with me and find the food. You don't have squirrels there either? Sorry, I have to keep moving the phone because I want it to stay connected to the house Wi-Fi. If I end up on 5G, it fucking sucks trying to live stream. I need a new phone. I've had this one too long. Gray squirrels. Yes, lots of gray squirrels. I saw a teeny tiny black squirrel for the first time a couple years ago. And normally we don't have them that far north here in Illinois. I don't ever want to see a flying squirrel. Ours are crazy enough, the way they jump from one branch or tree to another. But flying squirrels are just furrier, bigger versions of bats with tails. And I don't know. No. So, how long have I been out here? An hour and 12 minutes I've been talking to you lovelies? And by lovelies, I mean Ashley, Brad, and Mac. Sometimes JFK when he behaves himself. Jesus was a challenge. And definitely was not English challenged, although English may be his second language. It was not a challenge. If you needed a teacher, though, she lives right next door. That's what she does, English as a second language. She'd whip him into shape. She wouldn't put up for those sexual innuendos and so on and so forth. And you know, when you wake up at 5 in the morning, you end up having to go get another cup of coffee eventually. Like one cup is just not enough. If you're awake after 6:30 or 7, one cup will do you. Yeah. Gentleman Jack's. Whiskey. Is that a very popular whiskey down there? Is your fiance horrible with the innuendos? Lovely. Well, it's one thing when it's your fiance, right? But it's nice. I guess it would be better if he was good at it. Or if you just mean horrible, like, too frequently. And definitely don't want him saying things like that to other people, to other women. I can't say Gentleman's Jack is one of the most popular whiskey brands here in America. In America, we have our Jack Daniels and our Jim Beam, and they have expanded their brands extensively to include all kinds of flavors and ones that have been in the barrel longer, so they're the reserve type, all that kind of thing. He hides his phone from you. He does? Uh-oh. Red Stag Jack Daniels. Does that mean it's like really, really strong? Whiskey flavored? Or is it flavored with something else? Because I like the honey flavored whiskey. A friend of mine likes the green apple flavored whiskey. I'm like, if you don't drink green apple flavored whiskey, you might as well just drink Apple Crown. Oh, black cherries. Now that's interesting. That is very interesting. Jameson is probably third in line for whiskey here, but that's an Irish whiskey. I can't recall the name. We have a Scottish whiskey here that's pretty popular too, but really it's Jack Daniels and Jim Beam, you know, made in the United States, so the people prefer those. Yes, I hear. A friend of my husband's who, an associate through work. He has associates at work in Australia, from Australia, that come here, or he still works with them while they're there, through the internet, calls and things like that. What does he say? That the coworker tells him that anything that's going on in America, it's about 2 weeks to 2 months, and then y'all have that. Oh, but pre-mixed drinks were there. Well, of course, you guys are a fucking island, as big as you might be as an island, but yet you're an island. Of course, you have poured drinks first. Here, they just drink shit straight, moonshine, made out of stills that they had in their own back property back when there was prohibition, alcohol prohibition. I don't know what made them think that was okay. I don't even know what they think that solved, unless it was just to arrest more people. I don't even know how long prohibition lasts. That's another thing. I should really have a notepad of things I need to look up today, thanks to you wonderful people. Hello, Cardinal. I can see you so bright at the top of the Cardinal up there whistling for his wife. And I can see him plain as day at the green tree. He's so bright and red, and the sunshine is hitting him. You're very much like the USA there. Yes, that's what I understand. I just have to catch on to the lingo. My friend is helping me through, our conversations and text and whatnot, catch on to the lingo. And then how much is the lingo in Australia like the lingo in Britain? A lot of bloody hell and bloody this and bloody that. And how people use certain words that describe women in a very bad light, as we think so in America. Very common. Smaller portions. Ha ha. Funny. Okay, that is so true. That is what is out of control here. Not only that, but the amount of salt and sugar that is in things. Because one Halloween, that friend of mine in Tasmania, she and I mailed back and forth to each other, exchanged. Halloween is not very big, she said, in Tasmania. It's hard to get stuff, but just in general, candy from the United States to her in Tasmania, and then Australian candy back here to myself and my nephew who lived with us at the time. And they were out of their mind in love with the green apple. You guys don't call them lollipops. I forget what you call them. Or everything's a lollipop, right? Everything is, all kinds of candies are lollipops. But these were literally with the stick, a sucker. And they were caramel apple lollipops. I think her daughter took the bag. I sent a whole bag, and her daughter absconded with the bag. But all the other candy that we got to send them was either so sugary they couldn't believe it, or it was so sugary and sour. Sour candy here is a very big thing. All the bread in the United States is like cake here. I wouldn't say all of it. That's a pretty harsh, broad statement. We have our share of. You just have to choose to buy it. Fresh baked stuff at the bakery. We have all of our grocery stores have bakery. Tiger apples, toffee apple. No, not a toffee apple. It's literally a lollipop. Lollipop with a stick, and it has hard green candy, and then there's toffee, not toffee, caramel. Did I say toffee? So sorry. I mean caramel. Caramel apple. Toffee apples are a completely different thing. That's when you stick a stick into an entire apple and dip the apple down into toffee and then roll it around in crushed up peanut butter or peanuts. Those are popular, but only really at Halloween as well. And we didn't send that kind of thing in the mail. That wouldn't go so well. But the daughter loved the caramel apple lollipops. They were mortified and couldn't stop puckering their faces on video, which I found entirely entertaining and hysterical, at the sour things that the children like to eat here. And then in general, we found y'all's candy not, pretty bland because we're used to more sugar. And y'all found, no peanut butter, just rolled in peanuts. No, not always though. Yeah, no, we don't always. And true toffee apples, sometimes they're just candied apples. And then what they dip them in is a red, clear kind of sugary, syrupy, thick candy that when it hits the air just dries and sets up. A lot of this kind of food is also at like a fair or a carnival or a circus, those kinds of things. But it's not like we eat, maybe some people eat candy all the time. Christmas is a big time for candy and sweets. Halloween for kids is a big time for candy and sweets and toffee apples, caramel apples, candied apples. But, oh yeah, no peanuts. As far as all the bread being cake-like, it's very possible that it tastes sweeter than what y'all's is like. However, we have very good bakery bread, fresh bakery bread. A lot of our grocery stores, supermarkets, have bakeries inside of them, and they make all kinds of everything from, cupcakes and birthday cakes to your fresh baked breads. We have very good different multi-grain breads, wheat grain breads. It was very popular for a while to have a bread machine at home to make your own. And I think some of that is coming back. There's a lot of a trend now here in America to the doing it yourself kind of stuff. Leaning towards being more independent. Some younger generations are even wanting to, say fuck it to the normal job market thing and go out with middle of nowhere, wherever, and buy property and homestead. They work the ground and feed their families. Yeah. And what about bus life and van life? Is that going on there? No pharmacies in your supermarket. That's what I've heard. You have to go to the chemist. The chemist is separate, yeah? We do have separate chemists, freestanding buildings. But they've made their way into the supermarkets as well. But they are not technically owned by the supermarket. Or even a Target will have a pharmacy, but it's not owned by Target. It's like a leased out area, and it's owned by the pharmacy company themselves. Yes, we are very much advertised pharmaceuticals in America. I don't know how many Americans, what they would say the percentage actually watches regular television or cable television anymore. A lot of people have gotten rid of their home phone because they have cell phones. They've gotten rid of their cable TV because there's streaming service. Yes, well, my friend Brad, my friend Suzanne, my middle name is her first name. We haven't known each other that long, but it just worked out that way. And she's told me about the chemist, that they have to go to the chemist. And I believe it's an old enough kind of word that I think in English, over in Britain, it was the same thing. I don't know if it is still. Is what correct? I speak so much. You must be more more specific. Is what correct? Hmm. About the pharmacies, as we call them, being in the stores, but they're really just renting the part of it, that they aren't owned by the stores. They're owned by their own pharmaceutical companies. Yes. Retail pharmaceutical companies, not, I don't that, yeah. You still have cable, but you're thinking about getting rid of it. Well, you know what probably kept us having cable longer was that we had like a package. We did cable TV, internet, and telephone. So when we decided to get rid of telephone, we're like, all right, we'll just keep cable and internet. And then Netflix was such a big thing, and then along came, Amazon Prime Video, which we have Amazon Prime, in order to have everything dropped off as quickly as they can possibly send it to us. We don't know what it's like to have to wait here in America very well. That you didn't know that most of it would know what a chemist. Yes, only because of my friend in Tasmania, and then I thought when she mentioned it, that I realized, okay, yes, I believe I've heard it referred to as a chemist in some more British literature. I only have a couple friends online through YouTube in Britain, but I do still hear them using those words too. So they don't say the other naughty words that are fine for y'all to say and call each other, and nobody gets mad, but if you call a woman a C word over here, the 4-letter C word over here, that's really, really insulting. I mean, it isn't to me, but because honestly, words are words, and I honestly don't really give a shit. But if it incites violence or, whatever, then you got to watch what you're saying. But here, free speech, you can't incite violence, but you can say whatever the fuck you want. You can disagree with whoever the fuck you want. You can say your president's an idiot, that he's the walking dead. You can say all kinds of things. You can be racist. People won't like you. And if you do something and discriminate based on race, that's a different story. But you can be whatever you want to be in America. You just may or may not have very many friends. Yes, compound chemists, where they make the medications. Yes, we had several of those for a long, long time, and then they became more and more scarce. And we did have one medication, my youngest son, who is an adult, but requires lots of medications as part of his disabilities. We did have a compounding chemist who we drove to go have a certain medication made for him. But then, of course, here, insurance companies interfere quite a bit with certain things. And that was one of those things they interfered with. They wanted to get rid of compounding pharmacies, which I thought was very interesting. They want to run them out of business, but then when your child still needs said medication, guess who's compounding the medication? An offshoot of your pharmaceutical or your chemist company. And they're mailing it to you the very next day in a large non-recyclable styrofoam packed box cube with ice packs in it and all kinds of strange labels all over it that say, contents frozen inside, drugs within. Yeah, actually, he needed two medications compounded originally. One of them now, no, two of them, and he still takes them. But yeah, and our pharmacy benefit, part of our insurance, decided that their own pharmaceutical company would be compounding these other medications, which I thought was pretty, the left hand washing the right hand. You don't want to pay for another pharmacy to do the compounding, but you pay for your own, when they tried to make it illegal to have compounding pharmacies anymore. You're learning, huh, Mac? You just listening to us rattle on? Well, I have to say, over in the tree, straight ahead of me, that the cicadas have ruined the top. Don't let anyone tell you that cicadas don't ruin things, because they do. Especially when two species of them were out this last summer at the same time, the 7-year kind and the 17-year kind. There's plenty of tree damage, and the particular tree I'm looking at is in the backyard of the neighbor behind us, and the very top, I don't even know how many feet that probably is bare. There are no leaves, no nothing. I don't know if Ashley left or not, honey. She was tending to her baby. I can see that the birds are all starting to collect up there, and they're facing east to feel the warmth of the sun, gathering up energy, good sun energy, to go and look for food and feed their families. Nature is very primitive and very real, even in the suburbs. They do what they do. You like listening to us ramble on? I wonder if I'll be one of those old rambling on ladies when I'm, in my 70s or something, 80s. Or will I just sit there with the pucker on my face, watching in disapproval? Probably not. I'll probably be right in there with them, doing whatever they're doing, causing trouble, getting in trouble. You have a Target and a Kmart. Kmart's went out of business here, but they are not related to the ones that are in the United States. Well, Target is sometimes they say Target, make it sound fancier. But a lot of people have very big preferences. They are either a Walmart shopper or they are a Target shopper. I know several of each. I don't think any differently about either one. Is there a difference? Not with the ones that I know. But we do not have Kmart anymore. Kmart was around when I was young, and it was around for a long time, but then it eventually went out of business. Let me see if I can sit back without it being horribly wet wood behind me on this bench. Indian-owned gas stations. JFK. Yes, of course. I don't know, maybe not even necessarily just Indian. I think the one closest to us, they might be, I don't know. I don't think they're Indian. Maybe. But I think I've always thought of them more as Middle Eastern, maybe Pakistani. Kmart does well there, but Target is struggling. Here, Kmart, if you had to compare what a Kmart was and a Target is a little more flashy, a little more streamlined. The lighting is different. The painting higher quality clothing than products and things than I remember when I was younger. Kmart was a lower price point of stuff, and in general, Walmart uh, was a step above Kmart when they came along. Um, they were what everybody referred to here as a big box store, as they do Target, but Walmarts are just everywhere, and they sell everything just about. I mean, you can buy a GUN and the things to go inside of it and walk right out the door, depending on the state and what kind of rules there are for identification and background checks. So, okay. Okay. But y'all are not allowed to have you guys don't have the GUN culture in Australia that we have here. Whether it be the ranchers and in Texas or in the mountains, in the plains, or the hunters in said mountains and in the south and the southeast, or the city handgun owners. Yeah. Yep. We have a Second Amendment to our Constitution that guarantees right to own a gun, and your right to use it. But put in the Constitution so that, yes, ours happens to be on steroids, but some of it, there's the yellow finch, the yellow and black finch that I supposedly see all the time by himself. Apparently they're supposed to be pairs, my friend tells me, but I don't ever see pairs. They must come out one at a time, or this one is single. Yes, our gun culture is on steroids. There is a lot of what you'll hear probably as the bad news about gun culture when it comes to maybe gangs or gun violence, murders via education. The bigger the city, usually the bigger the problem. Sure, but yeah, our Second Amendment guarantees our right to own. Some states require that you get a permit to own it, a permit to carry it with you, or even a concealed carry permit, where you can carry it without it being in view of the public. And then also, Arizona, I believe, not too long ago, passed concealed carry no permit, which is probably the most constitutional of all things. Less government involvement in it. I don't know that the framers of the Constitution or those who wrote the amendments to the Constitution, the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, intended for anybody in the government to be involved in messing with those rights. But here we are, well over 200 years later, working on our way to 300 years later, this American experiment. People say experience, but I say it's an experiment, because so much of the world has been around for so much longer. So many cultures have been around so much longer. So we are an American experiment. Yep. Well, JFK, you must go take care of that then. It's nothing we need to hear about here. Well, it has been 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 26 seconds, and counting. So I think I've talked to strangers and people I don't know on this Saturday morning for quite the right amount of time. It's time to go inside and have some coffee with my friend, who I think is milling about. I can hear her. Yeah, remember I told you you get up before 6 or 6:30. It's a 2-cup coffee at least kind of morning. It was very kind speaking to you, Mac. Thank you. You have a wonderful day as well. Um, I don't know other than our plans to move some things around in my family room, furniture-wise, redecorate in there to get in a new filming space for me, so I can have different filming spaces, 2 different spots. Other than that, I don't know what we're going to do with our weekend. Oh, surely you don't think that you can walking right between our houses. Stanley Charles. Good morning. Good morning. Come hither, Stanley. Stanley Charles. Sorry. Yes, everyone have a beautiful day. They're walking out with a piece of gate. They must have brought it in from their car in the front. And yeah, probably for some more things to grow. Vine up. That's probably what they're going to do. So everyone have a pleasant day. I may see people back on the internet. Who knows when? Tomorrow morning, perhaps. My friend will join me on Sunday morning coffee. Look for my channel. Like and subscribe, and you can flip through all the playlists. There's all kinds of things. And if you're not a crafty person, maybe your wife or friend likes crafts, you can go ahead and suggest me to them too. I'm not a very big one. I'm just, oh, well, thank you, Sassy Blue. Not a big channel. I used to be just, oh, I don't know, 200, maybe a little over 200 subscribers when I did nothing but watch other crafty channels. And my husband set me up with everything to do the filming and in one area of our house. And so then I just finally took the leap of faith and did that. I just said, you know what, if I start filming with nothing but my hands only making crafts, I'll never turn the camera on my face. So I just started doing it crafts, and see the crafts outside where you see nothing, but me. No crafting. A little bit of coffee involved. But other than that, yes, a good weekend to you all. It was very nice seeing everyone, meeting new people. Take care, be well, be safe. Smile. Smile, try to make someone else smile today. It's always a good thing. Spread joy and happiness. Peace.